A judge sentenced Joe Banks to 5 years in prison. CBS 8's Brian White was in the courtroom, and he joins us now live from Vista with more. Brian, did any of the victims speak during today's hearing?
Yes, Steve, it was emotional in court as young victims and their families stood up to Joe Banks and the abuse he imposed on them, standing strong while also admitting how much damage he inflicted on them.
I'm the one that had to hold her when she cries. I'm the one that has to lift her up, and I'm the one that has to tell her, don't be a victim and don't let him have your time.
A mother of one of the underage victims holding back tears. The judge ordering us not to show her on camera while she read her daughter's words.
While I refuse to act like the victim you made me, you now live with the labels you cannot escape. You are a child molester, a pedophile, and a criminal.
In July, before his preliminary hearing, 51-year-old Robert Joseph Banks pled guilty to 11 counts, 5 of those felonies, including possession of child pornography and sexual battery of a minor. Deputy District Attorney Casey French says he touched the young girls inappropriately while they were driving.
They're driving on the freeway, they're driving on the Strand, which is a crowded street, and he's choosing these opportunities to accomplish his crimes.
According to the prosecution, in May of 2023, he was warned by the American Driving School in El Cajon that his conduct was in violation of their policy, and they placed a dash cam in the car. But this didn't stop his behavior. He installed his own camera underneath the steering wheel in order to record the private areas of his students. One mother recalls trying to ride along for the test, but he wouldn't let her.
He said it had to be like the DMV test where parents were not allowed. Well, the DMV test does not include molesting my child. The DMV test does not include inappropriate conduct or videos
Or anything of what he did to any of these girls.
The judge sentenced Banks to the maximum of 5 years in prison and required him to register as a sex offender. One of the 18 victims spoke out in court.
He may have taken my vulnerable ability to trust in the belief that all people are simply good. However, I have learned to stand up for myself and others.
The judge signed criminal protective orders for each of the 18 victims, and that means Banks is not to have any contact with any of them for at least 10 years. Reporting live at the Vista Courthouse, Brian White, CBS 8.